Hi everyone, this is the Nordic Venture Show, your guide to the exciting world of Nordic startups and venture capital. In today's episode, we're exploring a startup called Performativ.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're stepping into the world of wealth management software
Okay.
with this company called Performativ.
Right.
And they're making some pretty bold claims about how they're revolutionizing the industry.
Interesting.
And we're going to take a look and see if they're really onto something.
It's really interesting to see how, wealth management, which has always been about personal relationships,
Right.
is being reshaped by software.
Yeah.
And Performative's approach is really interesting because they're not just, trying to automate everything.
Right.
They're saying they can actually make those relationships even better through technology.
Yeah. And right off the bat, you see that in how they brand themselves.
Yeah.
They're based in Copenhagen.
Okay.
And they call themselves the future of wealth management software.
Bold.
Very bold.
Yeah.
And they say, powerful, secure, affordable, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But what does that really mean in practice? Right. So to break it down, they focus on three key pillars.
Okay.
Scalability, product improvement, and operational efficiency.
Those are really essential in wealth management these days because the industry is facing a perfect storm, right?
Yeah.
You've got rapid growth. You've got clients who want more and more.
Yeah.
And of course, everyone wants to do more with less.
Yeah.
So scalability, that's huge.
Right.
If you can't keep up with your clients, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Product improvement, tech moves so fast.
Oh, yeah.
You got to stay ahead.
Yeah.
And then operational efficiency, that's the holy grail.
Right.
Streamline everything, automate it.
Keep that bottom line healthy.
Exactly.
And to back all this up, they've got a pretty impressive list of features. I mean, we're talking CRM Lite, comprehensive asset classes, open ATI.
Important.
Yeah, the list goes on.
So let's break down some of these and see why they matter.
Yeah.
Take custodian data, for instance.
Okay.
They say they have connections to over 300 EU banks.
Wow.
So imagine, you're an advisor, you've got all these clients, they've all got accounts at different banks.
Nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
But with this, you've got one dashboard, everything's there.
Right.
Saves you time, and that's what operational efficiency is all about.
Right. Absolutely.
And then there's the custom rules feature.
Okay.
This is great for compliance.
Which is huge these
Huge.
Sure.
You've got AML, you've got PP screenings.
Right.
And with this, you can set up alerts, make sure you're not just, meeting the rules,
Yeah.
but you're ahead of them.
You're exceeding them.
Exactly.
It's like having a built-in compliance officer
Yes.
working 24/7.
And speaking of seamless integration, we got to talk about the open API.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
That's a big one because it means you can really tailor the software
Yeah.
to what you need, how you work.
It's not one size fits all.
No, it's like they're giving you a toolbox.
Right.
And you can build what you need.
And that's got to be really important for those larger institutions
Oh, absolutely.
who have those really complicated systems.
You've got all these moving parts.
Yeah.
And they need something that can work with all of them.
Right. So now that we've got a sense of, what they're offering, let's see who they're going after.
Right. Who are they targeting?
Yeah. So they've got four main groups.
Yeah.
Investment advisors, financial institutions,
Right.
single family offices, and multifamily offices.
Okay.
So they're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Right.
They're really focusing in on these specific groups.
And each one has their own needs, right?
Exactly. So investment advisors, they're all about those portfolios,
Yeah.
client relationships,
Right.
giving the best advice possible.
So they need the tools to do that.
And Performative gives them, the portfolio management tools,
Right.
customized reports,
Okay.
data analysis, all that good stuff.
So they can make the smart decisions.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of personalized service,
Yeah.
those custom reports, that's got to be music to the ears of the single-family offices.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They need that
They need that transparency.
transparency. Yeah, they're dealing with sometimes generations of wealth.
Complex assets, too.
It can get very complicated.
Oh, absolutely.
And then on the other side, you have the multifamily offices.
Right. Managing a whole bunch of wealthy families.
Exactly.
So they need something that can handle that.
Yeah.
the different portfolios, the reporting.
And it seems like Performative's really done their homework.
Yeah.
They're offering these really tailored solutions.
They're not just, throwing something out there and hoping it sticks.
Yeah. It's not one size fits all.
No, not at all.
It's refreshing to see.
It is.
So we've talked about what they offer, who
Yep.
they're targeting.
Right.
But how does it actually work in the real world?
The real test.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So
Exactly.
let's take a look at some client testimonials.
Okay, let's see what people are saying.
And we've got a whole stack of them right here.
Great.
So this one caught my eye.
Okay.
This is from a multifamily office,
Mm-hmm.
and they say that Performative has been like a game changer for their business.
Okay.
It's boosted revenue,
Really?
improved how they get feedback,
Interesting.
and even helped them improve their own product offerings.
That's huge.
Oh.
I mean, anybody can say, yeah, we help businesses.
Right.
But when you've got clients saying you're impacting their bottom line,
Exactly.
that means something.
Yeah, that means they're either getting more clients
Right.
or they're managing those assets way more effectively.
Yeah. Yeah. And I find it really interesting that they specifically mentioned the feedback part,
Oh, yeah.
because to me that says that Performative is helping them communicate better,
Right.
maybe with their clients, maybe within their own team,
Right. Yeah.
because
That's
transparency.
key with these multifamily offices.
No, it's essential, especially when you're dealing with, the kind of money they're dealing with.
Absolutely.
And it shows that Performative gets that, it's not just about the numbers.
Right.
It's about the relationships too.
It's about trust.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then there's this one from an investment advisor,
Okay.
and they say that Performative has helped them lower client churn,
That's huge.
improve client satisfaction, and save money.
That's the trifecta.
That's everything.
That's the dream.
And like you said, churn, that's huge.
Oh yeah, especially in this business,
Yeah.
right? Where it's all about those relationships.
Yeah.
If you're keeping your clients, that means you're doing something right.
You're keeping them happy.
Exactly. And not just happy, but they're saying they're more satisfied.
Right.
That means the platform is easy to use, it's effective.
It's a good experience.
Exactly. And on top of that, they're saving money.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
It's like the cherry on top.
Exactly.
And it's funny, we've even got a financial institution here,
Okay.
and they're praising Performative for helping them scale effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And, you guessed it, saving money.
So it seems like a recurring theme here.
It's the name of the game, right? I mean,
Yeah.
these firms are growing, they're getting bigger.
They want more clients.
Exactly. And they need a way to handle that without, breaking the bank.
Right. They gotta keep that bottom line healthy.
Exactly. And Performative seems to get that.
So beyond the testimonials,
Mm-hmm.
how are they actually doing this? What's the secret sauce?
Well, one thing that stands out to me is how they handle asset classes.
Okay.
They call it comprehensive asset classes. And it's smart because it's not just about stocks and bonds anymore.
Yeah, not at all.
You've got high net worth individuals, families.
Yeah, they're getting into all sorts of things these days.
They're into private equity. They're into real estate, you name it.
Art, collectibles.
Exactly. And managing all of that, that's not easy.
No, you need specialized tools for that.
You need the expertise.
It sounds like Performative has figured that out.
They're staying ahead of the curve.
They're giving the people what they want.
Exactly. And let's not forget about sustainability.
Oh yeah, that's huge these days.
It's not just a trend anymore. It's essential.
And Performative is right there with them.
They've got ESG integrated portfolios. They've got optimized trading strategies.
So they're not just talking the talk.
No, they're walking the walk.
They're baking it right into the platform.
Exactly. They're giving their clients the ability to put their money where their values are.
Which is really important to a lot of people these days.
Absolutely. And speaking of staying ahead of the curve, they've just announced this new product, DoorEdge.
DoorEdge, yeah, what is that all about?
So it's designed to help companies comply with DORA,
Dora.
the Digital Operational Resilience Act.
Okay.
It's a big deal in the EU.
Okay.
Sets a lot of requirements for financial institutions.
Makes sense.
So Performative is basically saying, hey, we see this coming.
Yeah.
We're going to build something to help you with it.
Before it's even fully in effect.
Exactly.
That's smart.
It's proactive.
It is.
And it shows that they're paying attention to what's happening in the regulatory world.
Right. So we've covered a lot.
But you have
Features, who they're targeting, testimonials,
the tech.
the tech.
Yeah.
But let's let's zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
Big picture time.
I like it.
What does Performative's approach, what does that tell us about where the entire wealth management industry is going?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
I think performative is really a sign of the times.
Oh.
Firstly, technology is not optional anymore.
Right.
If you're in this business, you have to have it.
You got to have it.
Clients expect it. They want a digital experience.
Right. That's just the world we live in now.
Exactly. If you can't offer that, you're going to get left behind.
You're going to be eating dust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's table stakes.
Right. And the second thing, data. Data is king.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to have the data.
You got to have it, and you got to know what to do with
You
it.
got to make sense of it.
If you can collect it, if you can analyze it, if you can use it,
You're way ahead of the game.
way ahead. And that's where performative shines, right?
Yeah.
They connect all the dots.
All those integrations.
Exactly. The custodians, the analytics,
They're giving you that 360-degree view.
the whole picture. And that's what advisors need.
Right, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's still about people.
Absolutely.
Right. You can have all the tech in the world, but you can't replace that human connection.
The empathy, the understanding.
You got to know your client.
You got to know what they want, what they're afraid of.
It keeps them up at night.
Exactly. And that's something software can't do.
Right. Right. So it's about finding that balance.
That's the key.
Tech on one side, human touch on the other.
And that brings up a really interesting question.
Yeah.
How does a platform like Performatives actually affect that relationship?
Right. Is it helping or hurting?
Exactly. I mean, it could make things smoother, more efficient.
Clients might even enjoy it more.
Right. But it could also make it feel impersonal.
Transactional.
And that's the last thing you want in wealth management.
No, not at all.
So it's a tightrope.
It is.
And it's something these firms and companies like Performative really need to think about.
As they're building the future.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Performative, let's recap.
Okay.
Wealth management is going digital.
Big time?
No getting around it.
Nope.
Data is everything.
Everything.
And that human touch
Still matters.
still matters. That's not going anywhere.
At the end of the day, it's about people
It is.
and those relationships.
Absolutely. So there you have it.
That's Performative.
That's the future of wealth management.
The future is now.
The future is now. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Nordic Venture Show. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of innovation from the Nordics.